and there were odd movements among the mortals on the continent. It spelled disaster if it managed to spiral out of control. If the demon force arrived and we found ourselves divided like we currently were, I wasn't sure the planet could survive. From what I'd managed to find out about the last time they came, it barely survived then. One of the solutions I had decided to work toward was the uniting of the dungeon cores. Our ability to manipulate mana and the physical plane would be needed if mortals wanted to survive.
When is she due back?
I didn't miss the fact that Alara's eyes narrowed a bit. She was a bit on the jealous side, but it only made her cute. I checked my mental task list. If any normal person had a list as long as mine, I was sure they would give up in defeat quickly. It should be tonight or tomorrow morning.
I see,
she replied with a pout. I sighed and paused what I was working on. I knew she was jealous. Actually, jealous might not be the right word for it. Whatever it was, I didn't know how to reassure her that she was the only one for me. A certain red dragon wasn't making things easier on me either. Placing my hand on her cheek, I looked into her emerald eyes, which flashed as her mind raced when I touched her. I love you. I poured as much sincerity into the 3 words as I felt any man could who truly loved a woman. I stroked her cheek with my thumb gently. More so with each day. Enough that I know I would die for you. Tears sprang into the corners of her eyes, and I carefully wiped them away.
Me too.
She flung her arms around my neck. Before I could grab her, she locked her lips on mine, saying,
I'm sorry,
in between our kisses. I pulled back with a grin. A little jealousy never hurt anyone, and I know I had my fair share back in my last life. Try being locked in a tower for over a decade and not get jealous of the actors in the shows you'd watched several dozen times. I might have known the world was burning down around me, yet it still made me jealous of them.
I'll be nice to the mortal. You two are bonded over more than just fate. But you have to do something about that dragon,
she said, still pouting. I placed a hand on my temple and nodded. Believe me, I've been trying. Why did I have to make Nova so stubborn? I had managed to get Soza to agree to fight him to break off the mating pact, but the dragon wasn't letting me help him grow stronger. Alara laughed, the tone reminding me of bells, then patted my chest.
Well, he takes after you.
I chuckled at that. I can't deny it. Apparently, being stubborn is hardwired into my soul.
She agreed to postpone the fight thanks to Glorios. You need to find a way to get him strong enough to beat her.
She punched the air as if trying to cheer up. Easier said than done, but I'll figure it out. I pulled her in for another deep kiss, making sure to enjoy every moment of it. We technically didn't breathe, but when we separated, we were both breathless.
More,
Alara said, with a slight moan to her voice as she wrapped her arms around my neck. I grinned and moved my lips to where they were just barely touching hers. Certainly. I spent more time than I probably should have with Alara. If it were up to me, I would have every second with her. But whether it was self-imposed or not, the fate of the world rested on my shoulders. Part of me hoped that the spatial anomaly was some sort of natural occurrence that would eventually dissipate. But the pessimist in me knew that likely wasn't the case. There was just too much evidence suggesting otherwise. Refocusing on the model in front of me, I made a few more changes. I would have liked a few months of work on it, but I didn't have that much time. The spatial anomaly grew stronger by the day. We had tried to send probes into the anomaly over the last few hours, but of the 10 that were sent, only 1 hadn't been outright destroyed. That one was sending data that frankly didn't make sense. At one point, it said it detected a planet-sized object. The solar system that Murgin was part of held close to 24 planets, which rendered the data useless. For now, I was just using the probe to harvest more time particles. They were useful for magic that manipulated time, and when the only known magic to work on the demons was time, it